Hello, Salam alaikum, Ni hao, Bonjour, Marhaba, Suva Prabhat, Guten Tag, Chom Reep Sor, Salam, Apa Kabar. I'll have difficulties with this, but I'll still try. Zrastustwe, Alo, Salve, Hujambo, Konnichiwa, Hola. Well, that's the way you speak or say hello in 21 different countries. 21 different countries because that's the number of countries we are expecting today at this Global Legal Conflicts, New Delhi, India, 2015. Well, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to this conflicts. Well, before I begin, I would love to explain you about two organizations that have collaborated and trying to create years, and we have been servicing just the niche, the legal industry. We have been organizing conferences. We have already organized over 65 to 70 conferences all across the globe. And last year we were in San Francisco, Washington, D.C., London, and various parts of the world. We are passionate about connecting lawyers and the
Yes, yes, you're very
yes.
Only you missed two steps, right?
Without obstacles, we don't achieve anything.
Wonderful. Thank you, sir. I'm following your illustrated two steps, sir. In the center. Wherever you sit in the center.
Please accept this. Thank you very much for being here. Dr. Singh, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks, Suresh, for introducing me. Well, I'm Sophia Seni. I would be a keynote session. It was a keynote session. And it gives me immense pleasure to introduce you to the event, Global Legal Conflicts. So, now let me get to the most important session, which is the keynote session. So let me introduce one of the most respected and experienced lawyers India has ever witnessed, Sri Ram Jethmalani. Mr. Ram Jethmalani is a maverick lawyer with many distinctions to his credit. He got a double promotion in school and completed matriculation at the age of 13. Born on 14 September 1923, he is an eminent lawyer and politician. In 1953, he became a part-time professor at the Government Law College, Mumbai, for both graduate and postgraduate studies. I request Mr. Jethmalani to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Before Mr. Ram Jethmalani starts, may I just say one word? He is the unique combination of boldness of heart, brilliance of brain, and benevolence of spirit. Such a unique combination does not come easily in this earth. So the legendary Ramdev Malan.
The distinguished organizers of this conference and the wonderful audience present here. I must confess that I am not an expert on the subject about which I am going to speak, or I am supposed to speak. But when I inquired about the objectives of this conference, I found that I am in tremendous sympathy with it. And it's only a pleasure, I said, that I have come here more or less to cast a vote rather than to argue why I am voting for it. Well, I hope most of you have read the famous Huntington's book, The Clash of Civilizations. Hotel in Marrakesh, that's Morocco. There's a beautiful garden surrounding the entire residential rooms. A garden absolutely full with bougainvilleas and all kinds of flowers. And he mentions how very charming Italian and French ladies used to be enjoying the warm sun, almost topless and even bottomless. Just across the garden, of course there was a wall, but there was a tower of a mosque where the muezzin of the mosque spoke for 5 times a day, and he used to deliver a very, very hot speech, which in translation meant a plea to the ladies that instead of doing what you are doing, please have a black cloth covering your whole body from top to toe. Fortunately, this difference of cultures did not produce a riot because Morocco was still under the control of the Western powers. So nothing happened. But today, my friends, with the rise of the Al-Qaeda and other terrorist organizations, the ISI and the followers of Osama bin Laden, the different cultures have now become a global phenomena. And Huntington warns us that that is the most potent threat to the peace of the world and perhaps to the existence of all civilization. Now today, every sensible and rational person must do his part to avoid this clash of civilizations and bring about some kind of a unity of cultures and civilizations that go with it. And what pains me most is that lawyers are opposing a very, very sensible method of creating a unity of legal cultures. And I'm sure that the legal cultures more or less will be the unity of lawyers practicing in the English-speaking world, more or less. I mean, I understand that 21 countries are present in this
conference hall just now, but mainly only those who are terribly knowledgeable in the English language and particularly the language of law will venture forth and come here and be with us and share our structure of law and our court system. Now, I am all for this, and I have been watching with almost great pain the kind of things which are happening. Litigation in the Bombay High Court. The Bombay High Court has taken, some years ago, a very, very hostile attitude to this mixing of legal cultures from outside. The Madras High Court was slightly better, and the matter has ultimately ended up in the Supreme Court. I know that the Supreme Court dealt with it and made some kind of an interim order which permits only some kind of fly-in and fly-out lawyers to come from outside and appear occasionally in our courts and to take advantage of our whatever legal opportunities exist in this country. But I'm sorry that that is what is happening. It is in the interests of the Bar of India that you must allow foreign lawyers to come and practice here. But when I say that you should do this, it really does not mean, and it will not be, that in the kind of the scientific culture that has now developed in the country and the infrastructure that we have got and the technology that is available to all of us, I believe that the lawyers don't have to literally come here and be physically present. All the business can be carried on without actual physical presence here, and if actual physical presence takes place, it will be welcome. And I suggest that the bar of this country must now carry on a great struggle with Parliament, change the Advocates Act, recognize foreign qualifications from foreign universities as sufficient for enrollment in the Indian bar. But that also is not necessary. I don't believe that foreign lawyers are coming here to appear in our courts and argue cases. What they will probably do is that have local partners, local lawyers in cooperation, and they will be the persons who will be actually doing the job. These lawyers, I assure you, will bring to you new kind of work to which you are not used so far, and it will bring you sources of income which you will appreciate when it actually happens. Be sure that the change is not going to be a reduction of your economic resources in this country, and on the contrary, you will be able to get much more money than you ever had seen before. And after all, India is poor. The fees which are charged by lawyers here do not compare with fees which are being charged in England, for example. I had recently, in some case connected with India, I wanted an opinion on a matter, on an issue which arises in that matter, the issue of what should happen to a convict whose conviction is certainly influenced by adverse press publicity. So I asked some British lady lawyer there, a very leading lawyer, to give me an opinion which I had myself drafted. But we wanted one opinion from some foreign lawyer and one opinion from a retired judge of the International Court. And you'll be amazed that when I got the bill, I was aghast. I got a bill of £23,000 for a mere draft opinion. Well, if that's the kind of money that the foreign lawyers will bring to you, I think you will be very, very happy that you have changed your mind about the objectives of this organization. What kind of work will they be doing mainly? Surely not appearing in the district court or appearing in the magistrate's court and doing original side work. They will not. They will probably be dealing in opinions. They will probably be doing drafting work. And maybe the most important part of their work will be that they will be attending to international arbitrations in which the provision of the arbitration agreement is that the sittings will take place in India and then they are compulsorily to come here and appear in those matters. And it will be a great pleasure, I assure you, and you will learn so much, particularly the juniors of the Indian bar are likely to profit from it under any circumstances. And I suggest one thing. Ultimately, let us be a little, little understanding of our own limitations. What does an ordinary LLB student who has just passed his LLB examination, how much of his legal knowledge is there? It is not as if our Indian universities and law schools are so superior to those